Hello there, and welcome back to the Endless Kingdom. I'm your anonymous host, and today in a not-so-critical review, we're going to be dipping back into the Star Wars franchise with our latest TV series, Andor. Star Wars Andor for short, is the tale of Cassian Andor, one of the main protagonists from the Star Wars anthology film Rogue One, of which I did a review a few months back. The series basically showcases his life before and leading up to him joining the Rebel Alliance. And I must say, man went for quite a few interesting turns. The Andor we see in this series is quite a bit different from the hardened yet hopeful spy we see in the film. But you can see the seeds for that man are there. Where Andor's tale is a rather difficult one. He started as part of an isolated group, got adopted by a smuggler, and had to watch his first home get destroyed by the Empire. Or was it the New Republic? Not exactly made clear. The series goes through a bit of a show, don't tell form, and it really works for them. And before we get to learn about Andor through his rather extensive journey, from only being concerned with a personal mission of his, to joining one of the early rebel cells on a heist, to getting thrown in prison, to escaping said prison, and the first seeds of his fight against the Empire. Quite something to see. And each of the arcs I've mentioned can flow quite seamlessly, for the most part. There is a little bit of confusion when it comes to where Andor's flashbacks are inputted. To the point where the start of a new arc felt more like a flashback when we first saw it. But maybe that was just me. Hard to tell. Regardless, though, you certainly get to see some interesting action and interaction and with old Cassian, who at first starts out as a complete loner who only cares for her old friends and his adoptive mother, but eventually grows a soft spot for those he actually spends his time with. Speaking of spending time with characters, this series does something rather well, in that it goes beyond the perspective of its main character. Quite seamlessly, too, thanks to the introduction of Lothan, an artifact dealer that secretly he acts as a rebel coordinator. It is through his introduction to Cassian Andor that we are introduced to the wider galaxy, allowing an easy and effective way of introducing characters without it feeling detracting from the main story. Because thanks to Lothan, they become part of the main story. A side part, but a part nonetheless. Made none more clear than with the heavy usage of the founder of the rebellion, Mon Mothma, who in her prior appearances we've only ever gotten glimpses of. But in Andor, we get a nice look into the woman behind the rebellion, and in all the issues she had to go through founding the Rebel Alliance, all the trouble she had to face, especially in regards to being an activist within the highly oppressive Empire. Her troubles never seem to end, but considering she's part of a system only kept up for appearance's sake, that's not entirely surprising. Ah yes, appearance's sake. That is the real essence of many of the things described to us but never shown till Andor in regards to the government of Star Wars' galactic empire, where oppression is king and everything else is thrown to the wayside. Even those who want to help must do so covertly they risk breaking the law, as Mon Mothma finds out to her ever-growing concern. But I'm getting a little off track. We're here to discuss the beats of Andor, and how well they showcase the universe and the lore of Star Wars. Done especially well with the antagonist side, which this series does not shy away from showing, First off is an agent of corporate security Andor earns the ire of, called Karn. Young fella, very serious about everything he does, and refuses to let something go. His actions cause a brief conflict in Andor's home, which catches the eye of Supervisor Miru of the Imperial Security Bureau, who is dead set on crushing all rebel cells before they have a chance to organize. And she's rather brutal with her methods at that. Brutality, that is a hallmark of everything we see of the Empire there in this series. From how Imperial security reacts to the heist Andor's a part of, to their prison system, and everything else in between. Rather crazy and foreboding. But then again, that's one of the highlights of Andor. It shows everything we could only ever speculate about the Empire, and does so in such a seamless way, you don't even realize you're seeing something brand new to the Star Wars mythos. So much lore or an intrigue, and all without detracting from the story. It's a part of the story. That, in my opinion, is some of the best storytelling there is. Might not be for everyone, but then again, what media is? Regardless though, Star Wars Andor is a tale of survival, betrayal, compromise, and in the end, inspiring hope. Because that's exactly what Cassian himself goes through. We get to experience it every step of the way. Even get to see some of the people Cassian will interact with in Rogue One. That was a nice addition. And all throughout that, you'll have exposure to everything you expect from Star Wars, what be bombastic space combat, fighting the Imperials, rebel plotting, and oh so much more. If you watch Andor, you won't be disappointed. But, as I always say, I'm not here to tell you if the show is good or bad. I'm here to state my opinion and through it let you decide if Star Wars Andor is something you'd like to watch. So, if you think Star Wars Andor, or Andor for short, strikes your fancy, you can find it for easy streaming on Disney+, along with many other Star Wars projects. And if you enjoyed today's not-so-critical review, you can like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and click the notification bell to stay up to date on all future reviews on this channel. As well as share this video around and with anyone you think would enjoy it. And until the next not-so-critical review, I've been your anonymous host of the Endless Kingdom, and I wish you all a good day.